Chavez, I apologize for making fun of you last episode. You did score the most this week. Congratulations, and thank you guys for all being here. But yeah, Chavez, you scored 186 points. Still, I'm not going to talk about it yet. You only have allowed 457, which is almost 100 less than the next best. But quickly, as the league weekly winner, do you have any thoughts about your team or anticipation for the rest of the season?
Well, one, I was not expecting that comment again out of you. It's not my fault your guys' teams don't show up to the game when you guys play me. I can't control that, okay? I don't control the schedule. In regards to my team, I was just talking to Cannon about this, Island Boy. I kind of want to lose this week because I feel very complacent right now. It's a weird territory. Usually I'm like spinning my gears and I'm very anxious about it. I said, I hope you beat me because it honestly just feels like a cakewalk this far. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Are you getting complacent?
I think I am.
We got you just where we want you. That's the best thing I've heard all day because you are so fucked now.
I told Adrian, I said, I will shotgun if you beat me this week with half his team on his bench. So that's how confident I am.
Okay, that's impressive. We have a shotgun from the league winner. If he does lose this week, we'll see if that is true or not. We also have with us, he is a little tardy over there. Not tardy as in late, but tardy as in losing a chromosome. He's a little bit behind on the stream. He was almost the third time. He was almost the third time loser of the week. He did escape Island Boy barely. But Liam, we'll let this marinate for a second so your Wi-Fi can catch this. But what are your quick thoughts of your team's terrible performance 4 weeks into fantasy?
Hello. I'm a little tardy. I played Nick last week, and CMC threw up 50 on me, and I never had a chance against Nick. I'm just glad I'm not shotgunning this week. Okay, none of you know what it's like to shotgun a tall boy at this age. I don't wish it upon any of you. It's terrible. I'll probably be doing it next week, this week, maybe. My team is trash. My team is garbage. I'm trading for keepers. I'm open to, if you want to trade me some draft picks, no one on my team's appealing. Just go ahead. Reach out.
You kind of hitched your wagon to the Bengals, and that was not great.
I'm all in on the Bengals. Joe Burrow is the worst quarterback in the league, according to Sleeper. He's put up 3, 5, and 9. And I traded Josh Allen for him. So I'm bad at this. I might be the worst fantasy football manager of all time.
Yeah, I have a quote from you in the chat after you traded. We'll get into the trade shortly, but you did receive Burrow in a trade, and I have a quote from you in the chat. I have faith Burrow is going to turn it around. Burrow then went, and I don't know how many points he scored last week, but it was not good.
I do 5.2.
Oh, okay.
That was the 5.
Not great.
Oh, no, that was a 5.
When you want to talk, just the point.
We also have Team Paddington here, who is surprising a lot of people in the league. He was close at the beginning to become the highest score of the week. He did not get there, even though with 50 points from Christian McCaffrey. Paddington, you are sitting at 3-1, which is second place in the league, right behind Chavez with 628 points for us. Chavez has 631. So you're right up in there. Obviously, we got to talk about your superstar, Christian McCaffrey. Are you worried at all that he is due to break his leg like he has so many years in the past?
Not am I only worried. I expect it. So we're gonna keep pumping him until he wheels fall off. Is my plan. No rest. Bye week. Playing him anyway. Yeah, believe it or not, 147 points with McCaffrey having 50. This was a down week, so I was glad I played Hamlin. I was never worried. I said that last week. I think we'll get into next week. I play you next week. Not that worried, but yeah, just like I said last week, consistent.
Yeah, and that's all it is sometimes, just consistency. So we won't harp in the past too much. I will just say I destroyed Cam out of the water, blew him out of the water. As you see, Cam's the bottom right of our screen here. Absolutely embarrassing showing from Cam. I beat him by a whopping 0.4 points. So it was embarrassing, honestly, from Cam. So I had the win. As we just said, Alex was the highest scorer of the weekend with the win. Team Wilberding got the win. And then the guy who's not present here, second win of the year for Richter and Long Snappers. So those were the three games. Really not any competitive games except me and Cam in that one. The rankings quickly we'll talk about. Alex is still number one with the only undefeated team at 4-0. Team Wilberding has jumped to number two, I think you're staying at number two at 3-1. I have jumped 3 spots to the third overall at 2-2. Richter, who we just mentioned, is at 4th. Cam is at 5th. Johnny is at 6th. Liam is at 7th. And then Island Boy, who is not here but will have another shotgun as the lowest score of the week, is our 8th and final seed. Anything with the standings before we move on to – I want to talk about these trades real quick. Anything with the standings at all?
I'm sure I can find something to harp on. I think I just drafted well. So one thing that frightens me is besides Wyatt yourself, I have the highest waiver money dollars left. I feel like I'm not focusing on that aspect of this whole thing, which don't really need to when you have a solid team. But when McCaffrey blows out his leg, I'm going to need a backup, and it's not looking good. So that's my main concern right now.
I do regret. I saw a lot of people were after the Lions defense this week, so I do regret not putting any money on the Lions to get picked up. Yes, Liam?
Yeah, I have something to say. I'm just taking a look at Nick's team right now. It's almost like we didn't draft in the same draft. Like, you have superstars. You have like 5 superstars. You go to my team. Just take a peek at my team. My running backs are 2 guys that you've never even heard of. My wideouts are all trash. My tight end is Evan Ingram. My team is just the least scary. It's like you all drafted, and then after the draft, I just got to pick my team with who was left.
Who was your first pick?
That's a
Chase?
great question.
It must have been Chase.
It was Chase. Yeah, it was Chase, then A.J. Brown, and then Garrett Wilson.
You have like 2 of the top 5 running backs, though.
Yeah, no, these guys aren't going to last. Come on.
Oh, I have a
Kyron
good
Williams.
question, actually. Are you going to play A-Chain next week?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. A-Chain's in the starting lineup now. I don't – it's not a deep bench either. It's really thin. I mean, what's my option? Mozart. I first of all, I've given myself the golden handcuffs. I've got Mozart and A-Chain. Only an idiot would have those 2.
Eventually, Mostert's going to get hurt, so then you can just sub in A-Chain.
Just wanted to point that out, that when you look at Nick's team, Jalen Hurts, McCaffrey, Pollard, Devontae Adams, Hawkinson, every single one of those guys is better than my best guy. Let me look at your team, Alex. Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Andrews. I gave you him. All of them better than my best guy.
I heard that if the Bengals lose this week, they might just shut down Burrow for the year.
Yeah, I mean, something's wrong with him that we don't know, and I think it's more than just a little calf sprain. So I have no idea. Getting into these trades real quick, we had quite the trade frenzy this week. Liam's mayor down there in the bottom left can complain about all of his team as he wants. He is still the most active trader, so it's on his own that he's not doing the right trade. So he can complain and bitch all he wants. He's trading away his studs. So the first trade, this is a whole cycle of trades. This is going to get a little confusing. You're going to have to pay attention here. Liam, you sent Kittle and Sanders, received Josh Allen and Pat Freiermuth, correct?
Yes.
Freiermuth. That was between Liam and Island Boy. So Liam sent over Kittle, Sanders, received Josh Allen, and Pat Freiermuth. Liam then, I think you held him for maybe...
Freiermuth, by the way, Freiermuth is out.
For the year?
Broke his leg. Moment I got him, dead.
Okay. Liam then held Allen for, I think, 30 minutes, went on and then traded Josh Allen to Ushav. And along with that trade, Liam sent Josh Allen, Mark Andrews, Damian Pierce, and Jackson Smith to Jigba. And Alex, you traded Evan Ingram, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Chris Olave. So in that trade, Andrews went off this weekend. Josh Allen went off this weekend. Joe Burrow sucked. Olave sucked. T. Higgins is hurt, and Evan Ingram's is a terrible wide receiver. Or he's mediocre tight end. So once again, Liam, not the best trade there. Olave will turn it around, but
Alex, walk us through how that came about. What was the piece that made it happen?
Well, what was happening behind the scenes was Adrian and I were chatting. We were back channeling. And then right as I was about to trade for Josh Allen, I had a deal with him. He said he already had a deal with Liam. And then that deal went through, and then I saw them both like sending their little emojis in the group chat. So that one hurt a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And then there was some extra back channeling with Liam and Adrian. And that's when Liam reached out to me about Josh Allen, maybe 2 minutes after the trade went through. And that's kind of where it went through. I think it was, I don't remember the players exactly that we first started talking about. I think it was like 2 for 2, and then it ended up 4 for 4. So
I think, can I speak for myself here? I think I may have a problem with trades because the deal gets me so excited that I'm kind of willing to just give anybody. I just want to be a part of a deal. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
no.
I mean, everyone gets addicted to trades, but,
I haven't made a fancy trade in 4 years.
Yeah. You have a problem.
Okay, moving on. We have another trade, kind of a trade that just kind of came up out of nowhere. A little one between Alex and Cam. Alex, you sent Cam Christian Watson, and you received, I don't even know his first name, but you received Ayuk. Is it Brandon Ayuk?
Yes.
Brandon
So,
Ayuk. What was the thought behind that one?
Yeah, so I was really high on Christian Watson. He was my golden goose, as I said earlier in the preseason. I think he started playing the week I traded him. Was it last week he started playing, or 2 weeks ago? But I just didn't have any confidence in him, and I just had a little fire, a little old flame that just kept on like growing and growing for Brandon Ayuk, because I had him in the past before, and that offense is just so dynamic. He's just going to eventually get his, and that's just kind of what went into it. And I did not see him scoring 20 points right out of the gate, though. So that was luck in my favor, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, that 49ers team is dangerous. We all know how Christian McCaffrey has done for Nick. But Debo, I think, had 0.7 points last week. And Kittle, I think, had 1 point. So that team scares me because there's just so many weapons. And that's going to happen a couple times. It's going to rotate between a couple players. Like Debo will go off 1 week, and I think Ayuk will probably have a down week. But yeah, I mean, Ayuk's been great. The games he's played, he's been great. So I kind of like that trade. I'm actually starting Christian Watson in another league. So I'm kind of high on Christian Watson as well. So I think that was a decent trade. And then the final trade of the week, and this is just a team that just is throwing in the towel. Liam gave away his sweetheart, Jamar Chase, even though he just got Joe Burrow. And he received Waddle and Gibbs from Cam. Liam, thoughts on that trade? It's looking like Gibbs is not even going to be close to a starter anytime soon with how many touches David Montgomery's getting on the goal line and in the game.
Yeah. So this trade had been in my inbox for like 4 days. And after I lost to Nick, I just talked myself into it. Just like, well, why not? I mean, the season's trash. I'm trash. Might as well do a deal. Again, this goes back to your point out. The deal was why I did it. I just wanted to be a part of the deal. I wanted the headline to come up, Liam's trading. So that's my that was the thought process.
Yeah, it wasn't a good thought process. It was not a good one. But yeah, anyone else have anything on these trades before we get into a quick look ahead at week 5? No? Good, great, grand. Okay. Week 5, the biggest game, and not just because it's me, but it is between the number 3 team and the number 2 team, and that is my squad against Nick's squad. Pretty much we're at 49. I'm projected 49% chance to win. Nick is a 51% chance to win. Honestly, it all comes down to Christian McCaffrey there. If he's going to put up 50 again, I see he's projected 28, which is disgusting. But yeah, good squad, Nick. I'm excited for our competition, and I wish you the best. I'm not feeling great about my guys. I don't know if I'm going to start Tua or T-Law yet. And there's also a couple wide receivers I'm not sure what I'm going to start. But it should be a battle, and I look forward to it this week.
Yeah, the one disappointing thing on my end is and it's going to happen. I went ahead and I looked at like the next 6 weeks on how my matchups of buys compare to the person I'm playing that week. It's not great, but it's not bad either. This one kind of sucks. I could do without Amari Cooper. He's not much of a loss, but not having Kenneth Walker in there hurts me quite a bit. So I got Michael Thomas and George Pickens in for those two. So I'm still confident, no excuse, or else we'd all have excuses every week. But that's my concern. I think McCaffrey going against the Cowboys defense isn't easy. Got Micah Parsons. Micah's a little shook up, though, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game, by the way, Sunday night. Looking forward to that game.
That's a good
Next
game.
is probably going to be a blowout. It's already looking like it's going to be a blowout. Alex, the number 1 team, 66% chance to win against Adrian, the worst team, 8th team in the league, and he's projected 115 points already, 34% chance to win. Alex, this should be a pretty big blowout. Liam, quick before I get to Alex, Liam, what is your question?
Can we all record our picks? I'd like to everybody to record who they think is going to win. Yes. Between you and Nick, game of the week, who, Alex, do you think is going to win that matchup? And Wyatt, you need to record this and then see who has the best record at the end of the week.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
We're just adding segments mid-show. I'm going to go with Nick this week. I just think he's just got a lot of firepower. So if one guy's got a down week, someone else can pick up the slack. But yeah, I think he's just got a lot of offensive firepower. A lot of boomer, like Michael Pittman, I think is like my biggest boomer bust guy. But that offense is boomer bust because Anthony Richardson, if you watch the game, he plays terrible. But if you watch Red Zone, he's always scoring points. So I think, yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm going to go with Nick.
I will go with myself as well. Liam, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Wyatt because your quarterback plays the Rams, McCaffrey plays Dallas, Pollard plays San Fran. You've just got a lot of tough matchups on your team. And also, Wyatt, quick question. Are you going to put Jonathan Taylor in?
I guess I just didn't know that he was starting this week. I guess that went totally under the radar, and it came up on a TikTok today live, and I was completely unaware. So he's on the trading block if anyone wants him. I probably won't give him the start.
Oh God, here comes Liam.
I pick Nick as well. I do not. I pick myself.
Okay, moving on. Can we go to Alex?
Yes, yes, please, Alex. You and Adrian. Quickly, what is the thoughts on this game? Liam already proposed a trade.
Honestly, though, one of these days, like the players that he has on his team have been the teams themselves have been very disappointing, like the Vikings, the Falcons, Cardinals have been a surprise, but like he's got a lot. One of these days, like Bijan's going to go for 20. Kirk's going to have like a 3 or 4 touchdown game. And so that's what kind of makes me nervous. And then Michael Wilson? Is that the guy from the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Red receiver.
Yeah.
Apparently he's the next big thing. And Breece Hall doesn't have a snap count anymore. So, it could be one of those weeks where he does, in fact, wipe me out and my guys don't perform. So that's one thing I am a little nervous about going in, but I'm going to go with me anyways.
I'm going to go with you as well. Not any explanation for me.
I will go with Alex in a blowout.
Yeah, I'm taking A-Shop.
Okay.
Let's move past that one.
Yep, that's an easy one. Liam versus Cam. pretty even matchup. 48% chance to win for Liam, 52% chance for Cam. Number 5 team versus number 7 team, both bottom feeders of the league. Liam, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm just looking at my team here. A year ago, I didn't know half these guys. It's hard to pick me in any of these. I'm going with Cam because I'm going to try to compete for the best record this week. So, Cam, good luck.
I will. I'm going to go actually with Liam, and I'll tell you why. I don't think A-Chain's going to do it, but I think if Burrow is going to play well, it's this week. He has to, pretty much. Waddle had a touchdown last game, but he got called back. I think they're going to use him a little bit more with all the attention on A-Chain and obviously Tyreek. And then lastly, Gibbs, I do think he's going to get more action finally. So in a close one, I'm going to go Liam.
I got a question for Liam. Do you have a backup quarterback?
Yes, it's Deshaun Watson, and they're saying he may never play again.
Yeah. Okay. And are you ever going to start Wilson again?
It's going to be tough to trust Garrett Wilson without a quarterback. That one's difficult, but thank you for asking that.
Yeah, those are just a couple questions I had. But I think I'm going to go with Cam. One thing I would say, I'm on the CJ Stroud hype train. I might start CJ over Patty Mahomes this week. The Falcons are just kind of a dumpster fire. They're a boring team. That offense is god-awful. I honestly don't know if their defense is good, but Stroud hasn't thrown a pick. By me saying this, he probably will throw 3 picks now, but I kind of like Stroud over Mahomes this week. But I'm going to go with Cam.
I'm going to go with Cam as
That's
well.
an insane take.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go with Cam as well. Joe Burrow, if he does have a good game, is going to pass to Jamar Chase, who Cam has. But going back to the Mahomes thing, I understand the Stroud's playing decent, but Mahomes is up against the Vikings. It's the highest point total of the week. So, I mean, maybe like we can contemplate like if Mahomes is playing like the 49ers or, the Cowboys maybe, but he's playing the Vikings who allow like 400 passing yards a game. Maybe not this week is my only thought on that.
He just doesn't look as polished so far this season, but maybe that's just him warming up and he's going to go off and get an MVP again. But I just feel like he hasn't been looking as great, and he's thrown a few picks already, I think. So, yeah.
One comment before we move on. Liam, if you're looking to get rid of Wilson, please give me a call.
There he goes. He's going in the trade. Okay. The final matchup, we have Johnny Kotz versus Matt Richter. Johnny is a big underdog here. 42% chance to win. Richter is a 58% chance to win. I am just looking at this quickly. I am going to go with I'm going to go Richter.
I hate both of these teams. I didn't realize John had such a bad team. He's starting Fields. He's starting Madison. He's starting Mixon, Thielen, Hollywood Brown.
It's got
I'm going to go
on
Richter.
the bench.
That makes sense. Fair enough. But I'm going to go.
He has Cup,
they suck,
too.
though. They have no offensive line, so it's not like Saquon's some savior. I'm going to go Richter.
I'm going to go Richter as well. I actually kind of love his team, but I don't love Aaron Jones, and I would put in Nico Collins in that flex spot if I were him. I don't know if we should be giving fantasy advice like that, but I'm not an Aaron Jones fan because he gets hurt a lot. I don't know too much about Robinson, but Nico is hot.
Alex, I agree with you. I think he should play Nico Collins, but not over Aaron Jones, over Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson had one good week against Denver.
That's fair, but they are playing the Bears.
Cooper Kupp has been activated from the IR or whatever, so he'll be back within a matter of I don't even know what that means, but Wyatt, maybe you can tell us what that means. But Kupp and Saquon back on this team. Lockett's on a bye week. If Lockett's back, Johnny's team fills out a little. You can take out Thielen, you can take out maybe Mixon. This team's not bad. Laporte is like a number like 5 tight end in the league right now. His quarterback is his issue, and I can solve that problem for him. No problem. I'll hit it Johnny up right now, actually. Johnny, if you're listening to this, I'm going to solve all your problems.
You won't solve anything. That's all I got for the week. I am looking forward to it. My biggest bet of the weekend in regards just to sports betting is the Lions -10. I think Lions win 24-3. And in case anyone was wondering, they're -10, which is the highest I think in our lifetime they've been favorited. So that's my favorite bet of the weekend. Anything else before we close out here?
I just want to say thanks for having me on the pod. I would love to come on again throughout the season, and it's an honor to be in the great league.
Thanks for having me.
I do have something to say. I don't want him on this anymore if this is how it's going to go.
I completely agree. I need to get a new laptop, so hopefully it'll get less choppy. But I appreciate you guys popping on. We will see you next week. Good luck to everyone except Nick. I hope Christian McCaffrey breaks his leg. First play of the game. But good luck, everyone. Go Lions, and we'll see you next week.
Love you guys.